My dear brothers and sisters, where do you find the Lord in your life? Our readings this Sunday give us surprising places where we can meet the Lord. Our first reading is a famous story in the life of the prophet Elijah. He was on Mount Horeb, the mountain of the Lord, and he was waiting for the Lord to pass by. He was waiting for the Lord to come to him. And then there was strong wind. After the strong wind, there was an earthquake. After the earthquake, there was fire. And the prophet Elijah expected that the Lord would be in the strong wind, the earthquake, and the fire, because these are the very same ways that God revealed Himself to Moses. Nung nagpakilala ang Diyos kay Moises at ibinunyag ng Diyos ang kanyang sarili, ipinakita niya ang kanyang sarili kay Moises, ginawa niya yon sa pamamagitan ng malakas na hangin, pagyanig ng lupa, at ng apoy. But in the experience of the prophet Elijah, the Lord was not in the strong wind. The Lord was not in the earthquake. The Lord was not in the fire. And then came a tiny soft voice. And Elijah hid his face because he was sure the Lord is there. My dear brothers and sisters, where do we find the Lord in our life? Often, we expect the Lord to be in the unusual and the extraordinary. We expect Him in the grand and spectacular. We expect Him in those moments when we are caught in awe and wonder. Inaasahan natin na mararanasan natin ng Panginoon sa ating buhay at dumadating ang Diyos sa ating buhay sa mga kagilagilalas, kahindik-hindik at mga dakilang bagay. Yan ang inaasahan nating pagdating ng Panginoon. Yes, God is there, but not only there. God is present when miracles happen, but God is also present in the ordinariness of our daily life. God is present in spectacular events, but God is also present in our daily routine. God is present in grand and magnificent churches, but God is also present in the simplicity of our homes, in our schools and offices, in our neighborhood. And so let us not waste our time looking for God in the unusual and the extraordinary. For God would reveal Himself through the unusual and the extraordinary only once in a while. Magpapakita ang Diyos sa mga kagilagilalas na bagay, hindi araw-araw. At huwag tayong maghintay ng mga himala. Huwag tayong maghintay ng aparisyon para sabihin natin na dumating ang Diyos sa atin. Nangyayari yan, pero paminsan-minsan lang. Let us discover God in the ordinary, in the simple, in the silence, and in the quiet. God is always there. Where will we find the Lord in our life? In the quiet. But not just in the quiet. Our readings also point us to another place where we can find the Lord. In the storm. This is the experience of the disciples as we heard in our gospel today. They were in a boat in the middle of the lake, and all of a sudden, they were caught in a storm. Now remember that the disciples of Jesus, most of them were fishermen, mangingisda. At yung mga mangingisda, sanay sa buhay, sa tubig. Hindi yan basta-basta natatakot sa mga simpleng malakas na hangin o sa mga simpleng malaking alon. Kaya kapag natakot na ang mga mangingisda, totoong delikado na ang kanilang buhay. Lulubog na sila. They are experiencing a terrible storm in their life. And they are in the danger of sinking, in the danger of dying. St. Paul in our second reading today also talks of a storm in his life. He was anguishing, he was sorrowful because his fellow Jews did not want to believe in Jesus. Nagpapahayag siya sa kanila at inaasahan nilang bilang kapwa Hudyo, makikinig sila kay Pablo. Pero ayaw nilang tanggapin ang mga turo, ang mga aral ni Jesus. That is why St. Paul says in our second reading, I have great sorrow and constant anguish in my heart. St. Paul too was experiencing a storm. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, we may not be literally caught in the middle of a storm, but I am sure each one of us has experienced a storm, the storm of life. Mga bagyo ng buhay. Storms having to do with problems in the family, problems in relationship, be it in marriage, or be it among our children, among siblings, or parents and children. We experience the storms because of the problems in work, or in school, or business, or finances, or the storms caused by health, or emotional and mental concerns, and many other storms. Marami tayong pinagdaraanan na bagyo sa ating buhay. Now, when storms of life come, our instinct is to think that God has abandoned us. Kaya kapag dumarating ang mga bagyo sa ating buhay, nanghihina ang ating pananampalataya. At tinatanong pa nga natin ng Diyos, Lord, why me? Nagsisimba naman ako tuwing linggo, nagdarasal naman ako araw-araw, mabuting tao naman ako, wala naman akong nilamangan o inagrabyado, pero bakit sa amin dumarating ang bagyong ito? Our instinct is to think that because God has abandoned me, then these storms come to my life. And when these storms come to our life, our tendency is to separate ourselves from prayer, from church, from community, from other people. Sasabihin natin, bakit pa ako magdadasal? Eh hindi naman pinakikinggan ng Diyos ang dasal ko. Bakit pa ako magsisimba? Eh sunod-sunod naman yung problemang binibigay ng Diyos sa akin. Bakit pa ako sasama sa iba? When storms come, we want just to be alone. But my dear brothers and sisters, Jesus teaches us today that it is precisely in the middle of the storm that He is closest to us. That He would even walk on the water just to save us. Kapag nasa gitna tayo ng bagyo ng buhay, napakalapit niya, lumalapit siya, kahit na lumakad pa siya sa ibabaw ng tubig. Kaya siguro natin hindi siya napapansin, kasi sobrang lapit niya kapag may bagyo sa ating buhay. At kadalasan yung napakalapit, ang una nating hindi nakikita. And just like what he told Peter, when storms come, Jesus comes to us and he invites us no longer to cling to our boats, to whatever gives us security. Jesus tells us, come, leave your boat, because that will sink. Come to me, cling to me, and I will be your security. If our boat is already sinking, there is no use to continue clinging, because we will sink with the boat. Let go of the boat and cling to Jesus, who remains floating on the water. Kapag ang bangka mo ay palubog na, bitaw na, bitaw na, kasi lulubog ka lang nakasama ng bangka. Kapag ang bangka mo ay palubog na, bitaw na, at kumapit ka doon sa nakalutang pa, doon sa lumalakad sa ibabaw ng tubig. My dear brothers and sisters, in the ordinary, in the simple, in the quiet, or even in the raging storm, Jesus is there. We only have to find him. We only have to discover him. And once we have found and discovered him, we will hear him tell us, take hold of yourself. It is I. Panghawakan mo yung sarili mo. Huwag kang magwawala. Huwag kang matataranta. Huwag kang mawawala ng pag-asa. Panghawakan mo ang iyong sarili. Get hold of yourself. Because it is I. Do not be afraid. And if we hear those assuring words from the Lord, it is I. I am here. Do not be afraid. Should we still be afraid?